My name is Christian Blaze, and I VFX supervise FlyOver Canada. FlyOver Canada is this film that plays in an attraction. It's like a flying theater attraction. If you've never been to one, it's amazing. It makes you feel like you're flying. The seats move and you get mist and wind in your face. And you can even smell what's going on. So if you're flying over the ocean, you can smell the ocean. So I don't have a dome, so I have a virtual dome that I use with the virtual reality. So we're gonna play it and we're gonna go through it. So even all the scenes that happen in FlyOver Canada, even stuff like this where it's just like ice and the sun and it doesn't look like there's much visual effects, there actually is a lot going on. Like the footage itself is everything from start to finish is a visual effects job. So even in the transition that happens here between the sun and the next shot, it looks like there shouldn't really be much visual effects. It's just like a fade or something. But actually the whole image has been warped to match from one image to the other, so that when people are flying, it doesn't feel it doesn't feel jarring to go from one scene to the next. And then here everything has been like smoothed out and retimed, and then if you look off into the distance here, you see the boat kind of appear, and the boat is from a different shot and we've comped it into the previous shot. So this was really difficult to do, but we managed to make it look like the ship was actually in this shot, but really this ship is from the next shot. From this shot here, you can see it there. But if you notice, it all matches perfectly. And even when we're banking here, turning, that's all like tweaked using visual effects, and making sure that we arrive at a certain moment in the music has to be tweaked using visual effects. It's not a coincidence. It's not like, that's a good thing about great art, is the better that it is, the more seamless and the easier it looks to do. So in this case, everything, all the moments that you feel, make the hair stand up on your arm because it's so amazing, all those moments are perfectly timed, like on purpose. It's not just a coincidence. And so that's one of the things that I had to make sure to do, was that the visuals and the editing on screen matched the music perfectly. Because even if it's off by a hair, you lose momentum. It's like hearing a great symphony and having a note be off. If too many notes are off, the audience doesn't get to reach that climax in the experience. And right here you'll notice it, even from this point right here, we're already using visual effects to make sure that by the time we reach that cliff over there that we're gonna fly over in a second, it matches perfectly with the music. Then when we turn around here, we're going to have the river open up to a different scene with a river in it. And for the two scenes to seamlessly go from one to the other, we had to make sure that the movements of both matched. So it seems like it's not a big deal because it just kind of transitioned from one scene to the other, but there's heavy visual effects involved and it takes a long time to do that. And that's how you know it's good, is because most people don't notice it. They just see nature scenes and think it's amazing. Same with this scene too, where we see like the streets kind of going through the river. This sort of stuff would not work if you're not able to match the two shots, the previous shot with the next shot, perfectly. If you notice here, as we're going by, you have the land kind of morph from one type of land to another. These are two separate shots, and then this was difficult to match the speed of the ground to each other so that it feels seamless. And you can see the morph happening from one shot to the other. Almost looks like it was one continuous shot, but it isn't. It's two shots. And again, as the music is ramping up, there's key points in which we're making sure that we use visual effects to get the footage to where we need to get it, so that it looks like it was shot this way. Like maybe the helicopter just perfectly like flew with the music, but it's actually visual effects. I do want to say that all the artists that worked on FlyOver Canada, they were all amazing. Like looking back now, just the amount of effort and work and creativity that they poured into each shot was incredible. They're kind of the unsung heroes because their work is so good you can barely notice it sometimes. So a lot of times visual effects artists don't get the praise they deserve. This was a transition that didn't make it to the final cut, kind of like a prototype. This here too, I timed perfectly so that when we go over the cliff, you hit the notes in the music. And then here, this is one of my favorite shots where as we're climbing up, we have one shot morph to the other. The horizon is just like perfectly like matched. But that's all using visual effects. And then of course, as we climb up, we're gonna reach or go through the clouds at exactly the perfect time. And then this shot used to be daytime, but if you watch it in the actual theater, we changed it to nighttime, and instead of the sun, we made it a moon, and we threw up a bunch of, the northern lights. And that's it. And FlyOver America is the same, has lots of visual effects. And now our company is working on the Space Time Machine, which is using completely new technology that far supersedes anything that we've ever been involved with before. And we're like so excited to be able to finish it. Can't wait to show people. It's looking incredible. Amazing. Anyways, that's a little bit about how visual effects work for these type of films.